A major victory for the 757 this weekend as Norfolk's finest boxers, three of them hosted the biggest boxing event since legendary boxer Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker headlined the Scope in '94. The Davis brothers, Keyshawn, Kelvin, and Keon, bringing their profession back to their hometown for the first time in 30 years. All three of them getting the dub, getting W's Friday night in front of a sold-out crowd. Guys, again, congratulations and thank you for being here with us today. You all have had the city just hype for weeks. And what was that like on Friday night performing in front of your hometown?
Shoot, man, for me, before I walked out there, I was nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, I was real nervous. It reminded me of the Olympics, how just the magnitude of the event was. But once I got out there, once I, felt the crowd out, I was just back in my element, man. It was definitely something to remember, for sure.
Kelvin, for you, was it something that, I'm sure for all of you, have you dreamed about having a moment like that? And did it match your dreams, or was it bigger than what you even anticipated?
Coming up, we definitely talked about times like this. But that night, man, it was like a picture perfect. It was like a dream come true. Everything we planned it to be, it turned out to be that, and it was just an amazing night for us.
And then for Keon, that was like your first kind of opportunity in that space. Obviously, again, all of you got W, so you did as well. What was that like for you to kind of have your debut, to do it at home, to do it in front of your family, friends?
It was great, especially doing it along with my brothers. It was my brother's first homecoming, and it was in front of a big crowd for me in my first fight. It was great. Like, I can't really explain it.
Now, a moment that I got goosebumps, there were many of them, but when you came out, Keyshawn, with Booker T. Washington's marching band, that was absolutely phenomenal. Was that something that you had planned out, and what was that moment like for you? I mean, you could tell you were vibing, but I'm sure that was special.
Nah, for sure, and I'm gonna give all the credit for the walkout for Top Ring. Since I've been signed, we always wanted to bring it back home, and they always said, man, we're gonna do a marching band, we're gonna do that. I said, man, I love that idea. So honestly, Top Rank set that up, you know what I'm saying? And Booker T. Washington, they just sounded so amazing. Like, they created that, for the main event, they created that atmosphere. They just raised the bar up, So that walkout was legendary, as well as the night was.
It was like a scene from a movie. Multiple parts of the night were, and I'll give it to either one of you for Kelvin and Keon. Obviously, all three of you raised up here in Norfolk. You developed your passion for boxing. Have you thought about what that moment will mean for kids who are looking at y'all here in the 757?
Most definitely. Like you say, his walkout, it was Booker T. Washington High School. So those high school kids that actually got to perform and be a part of the event on TV, they probably remember that for the rest of their life. And then just hearing like other kids within the community saying, man, I want to box now. So just me hearing that shows that we inspired a lot of people that we probably don't even imagine.
Yeah. And did you all at all get any inspiration from Sweet Pea? Obviously, we're talking about Pernell Whitaker, him 30 years ago to you. Was he a part of your inspiration along the way?
For sure. Sweet Pea was definitely a part of mine. He one of my favorite fighters, not even just because he's from Norfolk. I just feel like his style of boxing and how he just move around the ring in defense. I try to take a lot from him. And, Sweet Pea at the time was working with me and Keyshawn at a point in time in our young career. So Sweet Pea definitely a big inspiration for me.
And I want to touch on a story where the first time we all met Sweet Pea was at, I think it was in what recreation center? Fairline Recreation Center. Kelvin was getting ready for a boxing fight, and Sweet Pea had walked in, and Kelvin was just warming up, and he walked around the entire gym, but came over to our corner and just started watching us. And we was kids. We didn't know Sweet Pea, he didn't know us. Kelvin got in the ring, he started fighting, and Sweet Pea calling out things for Kelvin to do. So I'm sitting back watching like, dang, like, we must have something that a legend can see. Kelvin won the fight, he got out the fight, man, he dapping Kelvin up, showing Kelvin so much love. So that was the first time we ever met Sweet Pea. He showed us love first.
Right, and then I'm left-handed, just like he was left-handed, you know what I'm saying? So he used to try to give me kind of pointers of what he used to do in the ring as far as being like a tall, slick, left-handed fighter, you know what I'm saying? So
Shouts out to Sweet Pea,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to
Sure.
Sweet Pea and the family.
One thing I know each of you now are going to be planning for what's next. I heard your shout out at the end of the match as well. But one thing I know for sure, I have a feeling that the three of you have already inspired the next generation for 30 years after this, just like I think Sweet Pea did for you guys. So again, congratulations. Can't wait to see what's coming up. Continue to put on for your city. You guys did amazing. That was an amazing, amazing event on Friday, guys. All right?